So today I want to talk to you about the difference between the possible, the plausible, and the practical in science, the three Ps. We'll start with something that's impossible, something that I talk about a lot, moving faster than the speed of light in a vacuum, faster than the speed of causality. Like, no matter which way you shake it, everything that we have done in science so far points toward this being an impossibility. Unless we come upon tremendous evidence, otherwise, that's just how it is. Relativity points that way, all the science we do points that way. That's not happening. But then you could step up one level and get something that is possible, but not necessarily plausible or practical. Negative mass, for example. There is nothing in the math of our scientific equations, in the things we use to model our world, that says negative mass can't exist. Based on all of our observations and all the science we've done, if negative mass existed, it would not break anything. However, we have seen absolutely no evidence for it. And it would have, like, super bizarre properties, like it would create reverse gravitation that repels objects from one another. Neat, yes. Possible, yes. Plausible, no. Most scientists say that the concept of negative mass is just completely absurd. Not impossible, but absurd. So that's something that is possible, but not necessarily plausible or practical. Now here's something that is possible and plausible, a Dyson sphere. For those of you who don't know, a Dyson sphere is a big orbital mechanism that surrounds a star and absorbs all of that star's energy for use by some civilization. Now, we already know all the science that would need to be used to create a Dyson sphere. We know how to build solar panels, we know how to get them into orbit around a star, we would even know how to transmit the energy. So that is scientifically possible and scientifically plausible. We know the science works, there's evidence for it. But we don't know if it's scientifically practical. We don't know if we would ever be able to get that much material, or if we could really harness that energy effectively over large distances, or if that absurd amount of energy can even be put to practical use in applications using the technology that we have now, or technology that we might make in the future. So that's possible. It doesn't break our models of science. Plausible, we have evidence that everything that would go into it would work, but not necessarily practical. We might not be able to do it in real life. And finally, something that is possible, plausible, and practical is anything that we've done so far. The internet, using time dilation to calculate GPS, stuff like that. It's possible, it doesn't break any of our models of science. It's plausible, we know all the science that goes into them works, and it's practical. We know that we can do it with the resources that are available to us right now. It's important to know these differences because there are a lot of pop science articles that say something is possible, but do not mention whether it is plausible or practical.